Alright, today I'm going to show you guys how to easily get tactical stance kills with the weapon in order to go for Gilded, Forged, Priceless and the Interstellar Mastery camos. So if you're on the Mastery camo grind, I'm sure you'll come across this Tactical Stance Kills challenge. You have to get a certain number of kills while your weapon's in tactical stance. We'll talk about it in today's video, show you how to get them as quickly and as easy as possible. If you're struggling, do not worry, it won't take long at all with this method. If you've gone to find this video useful, be sure to leave a like and check out my other MW3 guides. I've got a camo guides playlist which you can access via the card on screen or link in the description. For all the other camo challenges, if you want to check them out, I'll be having regular guides for MW3, so check them out if you guys need help with any of the guides, and I'll have timestamps in the description if you want to jump to a specific part of the video. But without further ado, let's dive straight into this guide. Tactical stance kills are required for all assault rifles when you're going for the Gilded camo. I believe they're also required for other weapon category camos as well. It can seem a bit weird because we've never had this challenge before, but I'll explain how to do it in just a moment. So what I'll do is I'll quickly explain what tactical stance kills are, how to get them, and then talk about the best class setup, maps, modes, and then some quick tips to help you get these kills done even faster for the camo grind. So it might be different for other challenges, but for the assault rifles, the challenge says that you need to get 25 kills while in tactical stance with the weapon. A tactical stance kill is basically when you need to get a kill where your weapon is in tactical stance, as the name suggests, but this is a new feature to Modern Warfare 3. We've not had this before. Basically, tactical stance is kind of like a cross between aim down sight and hip fire. Basically, it kind of involves tipping the weapon on its side, so it's useful in close range engagements and it's more accurate than hip firing. Bit of a weird feature, but I suppose it's a slightly different way of getting kills, hence why they've put it as one of the camo challenges. So you guys might not even know this existed until now, and if so, I wouldn't be surprised at all. If you want to put your weapon into tactical stance, what you need to do is, first of all, you've got to aim down sight with the weapon as normal. While your gun is in aim down sight, you want to press down on the D-pad, and that will put it in tactical stance mode. So now, once it's in that mode, it will be the default. So every time you press the left trigger to aim down sight, it will automatically put it into tactical stance. It won't put it into the normal aim down sight mode. It will automatically go into that tactical stance mode, like I say. And to return to normal aim down sight, all you do is just press the D-pad again while you're aiming down sight, and it will revert it back to normal aim down sight. So to toggle it on and off, just aim down sight and press down on the D-pad to do so. With that out of the way, let's quickly talk about the best class setup, maps and modes, and some quick tips. So for the class setup, we'll start off with the perks, which is basically your outfit. So first of all, for the vest, I'd recommend the gunner vest, and what this does is it allows you to deploy with max ammo, and it gives you an improved reload speeds. For the gloves, which acts as perk 1, I'd recommend putting on scavenger gloves so you can resupply ammo and throwing knives from dead players. And then for perk 2, which is the gear, you want to put on the black light flashlight, which basically acts as the tracker perk, so it shows recent enemy footsteps, so you can just see where enemies are on the map, follow them around to get more kills, because you want to get up and close to them basically to get these tactical kills. For the third perk, we don't get access to it because of the type of vest we're using, so don't worry about it. And then for the equipment, I'd recommend putting on a stun or stim for the tactical, and what a stun will do is obviously slow the victim's movement and aiming, which means that they're easier targets, so you can get closer to them and shoot them more easily. Lethals, don't worry about them. And then for the field upgrade, I'd recommend putting on dead silence, as this temporarily makes your footsteps silent and applies ghost, so it kind of again enables you to get more stealthy, get up and close to the enemies to get these kills. You don't have to be super close, but it's easier than from further distances, which is why I recommend this setup. For the score streaks, and I recommend they are score streaks, not kill streaks, I would recommend putting on a UAV and a counter UAV just so you can find where enemies are and block their radar, and put on something else, an advanced UAV if you want, or any other kind of score streak that you fancy, and avoid trying to go for lethal kills, as that will take away from the kills you can get with your weapon. Now for the actual assault rifle, I'm using the MTZ556 as an example assault rifle. Obviously do whatever one you're working on. I'm going to quickly give you guys some example attachments, but put on whatever is most similar to this to give you the same kinds of benefits, as they probably won't be the exact same attachments. I would recommend avoiding optics or attachments involved in solely aim down sight benefits, as this won't help you because you're doing tactical stance kills, so you're not aiming down sight, so you're not properly aiming down sight in the conventional sense, so it's not very helpful. So again, that's why you don't need optics or any of these attachments. So first of all, I've gone for the Colossus suppressor muzzle, which makes you undetectable by radar, which is good, but it also improves your recoil control, so you'll be more accurate with the weapon. We've then got the MTZ Natter heavy short barrel, which improves the hip fire and tac stance spread and the sprint to fire speed. So the tac stance spread is really important part of that. So basically, you're more accurate when you're in that tactical stance mode, which is what we're doing for this challenge. Then we've got the SL Razorhawk laser light for the laser, which improves your aim walking steadiness, the tac stance spread, the aim down sight speed, and the sprint to fire speed. And I would also say that this attachment in particular, or one similar to this, is good because you want the laser to be visible. It will say it as a downside that, oh, it's the laser is visible to enemies, which is true, but at the same time, you want the laser to be visible because otherwise you're not going to be able to see where you're actually aiming properly. So this laser will be good for you. I would suggest having one with the laser visible rather than one where it's not. Then I've gone for the Rival Ace grip for the rear grip, which improves your aim down sight speed speed, aim walking speed, sprint to fire speed, and the movement speed. And finally, I've gone for the 50 round drum magazine, which improves your mag ammo capacity, so there's less need to reload and you'll have more bullets on the go. So that's my example class setup, really important part of it. So next let's talk about the best modes. And I think this is really important because if you get this wrong, it can make the grind more difficult. So I would recommend going for hardcore modes, and the reason for that is enemies will have less health and therefore it's easier to shoot them at further distances. So you'll try and get close to them, but if you can't, you'll be shooting from further distances, and similar to when you hit fire, it's difficult to do that at long ranges because the accuracy is really poor and you're likely to miss. So if you're going hardcore mode, you don't have to be as accurate when you're aiming them, because as long as you put 1 or 2 bullets into them, they're going to die really easily. So it just makes it easier when you're trying to get these tactical stance kills. So basically go into the hardcore mosh pit. Now I'd recommend this including maps like free for all, TDM, domination, kill confirmed, those kinds of modes. Obviously there's certain ones you don't like, just take them out, but that's what I'd recommend. I would also say that small map mosh pits, if they are around, especially if they're hardcore, would be good too. So for example, next week I believe we'll be having Terminal 24/7. That might be quite good. We've also got a map mosh pit with some MW3 maps which are being ported into this game, so that would be good. And we might also have a Shipment 24/7 playlist or something like that coming in the future, so watch out for that. If that's around, obviously that might be easier. Now in terms of what maps would I recommend, well, I would say the best maps so far are ones like Rust, Scrapyard, Skid Row, Subbase, Favela, Terminal, and then I suppose other ones like Karachi, Quarry and High Rise. But those are kind of the best maps with smaller range engagements, so you're able to get up and close to the enemy and therefore get more kills more easily in tactical stance. There will also be other MW3 maps, like I say, coming next week, including Farm 18, Mercado Las Almas, and also Shoot House. And it's also been rumoured, although not confirmed, that Shipment might be coming as well. I believe that'll be the MW2 version of Shipment. So those maps will be coming as well, so they'll be quite good for tactical stance kills. And over time, more maps will be added, obviously. So if there's a new map added, like I say, with a high kill or close quarters combat engagements, then obviously try to get into these maps or mosh pits compared to the other ones. But at the moment, those are the best maps and modes in the game. So before we end, I just wanted to leave you guys with some final thoughts and tips to help you guys get these tactical stance kills even easier. So the first thing I recommend is trying to flank around the edge of the map and get into enemy spawns to get these tactical stance kills fast. So if you run straight through the center, you'll get shot a lot and die, which would be annoying. So try and flank around the edge to pick off enemies, get close to their spawns if you can, and pick them off to get more kills. The next thing I recommend is trying to have a slower playstyle, so don't run and gun too much, otherwise you're more likely to get shot when you come around a corner and die, and you're not being able to get the kill. So just slow down a little bit. I know obviously you want to be aggressive to get the kills, but don't be overly rushing around, as that will just mean you'll die more and it will take longer to get the challenge done. Similarly, obviously just make sure you're reloading when it's sensible and taking cover when you need. And the other thing I'd highly recommend is use your laser to see where the gun is pointing at the target. So I tried to do it without the visible laser. It's actually really difficult, especially in hardcore, because you have no crosshair, to predict where you're actually aiming at the enemy, especially if they're at further ranges. So using the laser is good as a guide for where you're actually aiming. So try and point it to where enemies will be if you're going around a corner. So don't have it up at the sky or down on the floor. Have it where you think enemies will be, and then when they come around the corner, you can lock onto them quite quickly. Similarly, as you move around or run around the map, movement will kick up your gun and laser. Hence, before going around a corner or getting close to an enemy, try to slow down so the gun relaxes and your gun will be more accurately facing the correct position to get a kill faster. You can also use stun grenades to stun and confuse enemies, which will mobilize them and make them easier targets. And I'd also recommend watching your minimap, UAV and compass, just to kind of have an idea of where enemies are. Watch for the footsteps as well and trying to follow them, come up behind them to get those tactical stance kills more easily. That is my guide on how to get tactical stance kills fast in MW3 3. Hope you guys found this useful. If you did, be sure to leave a like to let me know it was helpful and so that other people can find this video too. Make sure to check out my other MW3 3 camo guides if you're struggling with any of the other challenges. I'm going to have a camo guides playlist, like I say, via the card on screen or link in the description. And if there's anything you're struggling with, let me know and I'll try and make a guide. I've also got lots of other weapon XP guides, so check them out as well, and guides on how to level up, armory unlock stuff really quickly without the grind. If you like these kind of videos, make sure to subscribe to stay up to date with all my latest MW3 3 and Warzone videos, as I've got tons of more useful guides coming, how to level up battle pass, weapons, camo guides, zombie guides, all this stuff. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all on the next one.